Welcome back to a Power Pack show. We're talking about the GOAT, Paul George. PG-13 signing a 4-year,
You
200.
should qualify that because some people might really believe that.
And some
people do. That's why he says it. Some people truly
Brandon
do.
Miller.
Yeah,
That's where
Brandon
it goes.
Miller's GOAT. But say Brandon
Several
Miller's
other
GOAT.
A couple other people said it too, Brew.
Thousands.
These
Wilds
young
cook.
boys. These
Let
young
Wilds
boys.
cook.
I don't want them thinking we think he's a GOAT.
But some people think he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, you're a GOAT. It's just as ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. He's teaming up with Embiid and Maxey. Maxey also got a new deal. Some numbers for Embiid's kind of new squad. His running mates here, pretty good. Get some scoring. Paul George had great shooting last year. Title odds now: Boston, Denver, Philly jumps into a tie with OKC, followed by the Knicks and the Wolves.
Oh man, that Knicks tenure at number 3 odds was short-lived. Man.
So Vegas has them second in the East. Does anyone here have them at 1? Anyone at all? Even though Derek White also extended with the Celtics.
He was already on the team. That's
no
not
one
an
cares.
addition. No, people do care. People are less interested, Wilds, in players who are already on a team
In greatness.
extending because it's not new and fresh. You know this, of course, and that's why it wasn't in the show.
Underreported.
And then you just, a minute before the show, you're like, why aren't we doing more on Derek White? So here's the thing. I have openly and repeatedly chastised Chris Broussard for whether it be about his beloved Clippers, the Nets, the Jets of late, prefacing things
Just
with
any team's mind.
no,
Anytime I say a
team-
favorable
Just
comment
wait,
about
just
is
Brew,
my
medical
team now.
Brew,
issue.
just wait a moment. Prefacing it with, if healthy,
If healthy.
when those are teams who have you have a real sample
Oh.
to doubt their health. I've thought it's facile logic and reasoning. With that said,
Oh, here we go.
if healthy, I like the Sixers the most of anyone in the East.
Okay.
We have seen how difficult it is to repeat in the modern NBA. We also acknowledge that what we have in Philadelphia in Embiid, we have never in league history seen a player of his caliber never go on a deep playoff run. He's the only MVP ever to not make it to at least round 3, and all but 2 others have made it at least to the finals, you know what I mean, let alone win it. You then add to it that the Sixers are now, and I understand King of the Hill is not gospel, but I'm just going to show it as a general.
It sure ain't.
I understand, but you agreed with the general, a lot of the general parameters of it. We can show King of the Hill real quick. They are the only team with 3 guys
official ranking?
in the top 25, and the only other team that you could make an argument for is Boston. They're the only one with 3 in the top 25. And as far as Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George.
Because Beal's not.
Right, because Beal's not even close to that, in my opinion. A lot of teams have 2 guys, you know what I mean? And the Celtics have 2 guys that are very high, and then you could argue if you want to say Drew.
Yeah, Drew's on the bottom row here.
Well, yeah, but that's not the top 25. He's like 28.
Wait, is Derek White
27.
on here?
Derek White was one of the people trying to get up there. But again, so the
Drew
Celtics,
is down there.
Drew is down there, but he's not in the top 25.
Oh,
so
yeah.
no, he's not. It's not left to right, but if it were, he'd be 27. And so the point that I'm making is, I like the fit, Brew. We talk a lot when we see stars come together. Does it fit? Electric point guard that just scored 30, dominant 7-2 center, and do-it-all wing who at worst is a dead-eye shooter coming off a career high from 3. That feels like a team that can make the NBA Finals. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I cry foul.
What do you mean?
You like just what
do you
you
mean?
said. You always rip me for
I
saying
8-miled
if
myself
healthy.
there. Yeah.
All right, and now
I think
you're
they're
going
to
with
be
this.
healthy this year.
Here's
I do.
what- I will say this. Good move by Daryl Morey. All right, now, I don't know if PG went there like, this is it. This is the only place I'm getting my $200 million. I mean, it really didn't seem like he wanted to go there. I thought
That
the
was based
reports,
off one like Shams
but he
report, though.
just didn't seem that enthusiastic.
What do you want him to do? He wore an
Like
Iverson
when he's
t-shirt.
there with Embiid,
He was
just,
trying to
you're
play it
laughing,
cool.
you're joking. Hey,
You're saying there's already strife.
come get me.
He
Come get me,
doesn't-
Joel. Come get me.
It's what he said.
No, he didn't.
He did a little bit like he did this.
No, Embiid did that.
Yeah,
Paul
he was-
George just sat there.
He
like
wasn't
a
on camera.
mummy. I'm just saying. But anyway, and
But now
I
he
think
picked
that's
them.
where Philly's
But
report.
he picked
I think that's
them.
where the reports of Philly came. They not interested
Or-
because they felt like, man, he don't want to
Man.
come here. He's coming for the money.
You wanna
I
show
don't
up at a
blame him
Sixers
either. I'm
hat
not
like a
mad
draft
at
day?
him. All right, look, I like the move because it's a great
fit is perfect. Thank
You've
you.
got a point guard. You've got a big man, albeit a perimeter-oriented one, but still a big man and a swing man. He's obviously a much better upgrade over Tobias Harris. And you brought back Kelly Oubre.
Right.
So
Hello.
like, I like on paper they're great.
And you got a
but-
backup center in Drummond to eat
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, that was
Because remember, they
interesting. Didn't
died.
they get Eric Gordon, too?
They got Eric Gordon, and remember against the Knicks, they died in the non-Embiid
Yep.
minutes. And so I don't think Drummond's great, but he can maybe eat
No,
6 minutes
look,
in a playoff.
He
game. Go ahead.
is what he is. Look, this is my problem. It's not only if they're healthy. They're not gonna be healthy.
That's just one guy you're talking
no, but that's it. If either Paul George and more obviously Embiid's the greater chance, although in the last 4 years, Paul George has played fewer games, missed more games than Embiid.
Yeah, but he played
Paul George
72
missed an
last year.
entire postseason a couple years ago. Now, but I agree. I think Embiid's the bigger health risk. And I'm telling y'all right now, Embiid will be on the Bud list this week.
Oh, wow.
Because this is they've given you Paul George, and now you got Tyrese Maxey. Joel.
Yeah, this is
if
his
you're
moment.
if you can promise me that Embiid and Paul George are gonna be, basically
You'll pick 'em.
100%.
You'd like
I won't pick them, but I'll give them a legit chance. But right now, because we've never seen Embiid healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if he is healthy, his production's gone down. I'm gonna give him a break and say it's because he's usually banged up. So I still think, give me Boston right now in the East. I still will take New York over Philadelphia right now. Because,
Even though you don't
here's-
think Jalen Brunson's
this is
top 20.
He's not a superstar.
Wow.
Well, he might be top 20, but here's the question.
20?
He's probably top 20.
Yeah, he's
here's the
definitely
question.
top 20.
Here's the question. It's not just Embiid and Paul George's health. Do they have that
But what if Maxey's
championship
got it?
medal?
So that's the
We
re-
don't know, and we don't know about Maxey.
I think Maxey
Possibly.
might be the closer.
Okay, he
That's
might
one
be.
of the reasons
but,
I like him.
And that's a question mark, and he might be. But Embiid and Paul George, we got questions about their medal.
Yeah, sure.
Right? When Paul George, the one chance they really
good
had,
in
and I
that
know you're
Gatorade
going to lead this, when they dropped the 3-1 lead with him and Kawhi against Denver in the bubble. He shot 4 for 16 for 10 points in Game 7.
But he's good against
and
Utah.
Embiid drops. He had a great run in
When Kawhi was
when
out,
they went
yeah.
to the conference
Yeah.
finals. And Embiid, we know, doesn't bring it in the playoffs, or at least hasn't yet. And I'm saying that's a question mark,
fair.
too. So New York, that's not a question. New York going to bring it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got New York ahead of Philly right now. And then Milwaukee, we'll see what they do.
But we're not talking about
Doc
Milwaukee.
better do
I know
something.
we're not talking about Derek White, but we're also just not talking about
Because
Giannis.
they haven't done anything. We don't talk about the
Yeah,
teams
they
that haven't
gotta go
done
do
anything.
something.
Well,
That's the rules of the first day of free agency. We talk about the moves.
why would we say, what do we do about the Lakers?
They didn't make the move. That's the problem. The problem is that they needed to and they didn't.
All right, quickly. Embiid gets hurt. Sixers lose a ton of games. Here's and the Sixers
They won't
record
lose a ton
with
of
and without Embiid. Is part of this Paul George acquisition
Yes, that you
now
can-
to keep him afloat
Yes.
when, and I'm not saying if, when Embiid misses 10 games, 12 games, that they don't
so,
sink.
And so maybe that if he gets dinged, you can be like, it's supposed to be out a week, take 2.
Yeah.
You know
Don't
what I mean?
force
And that
your
you're
way
not
back
gonna
and
all
get
of a
hurt.
yes.
How many months did he have off this year?
Yeah, but he came back not
He
fully
came
healthy.
back
We
and
saw
got
it,
hurt
Drew.
again.
But he also was not 100% when he came back. We saw it. We know that.
I'm just saying he's never 100. Joel, look, I'm pulling for you. I believe in you, but
It's
this
not
is
the
it.
Butler. It's not the
Butler.
This is the
Thursday.
time to get it
Hold
done.
on, we got to.
This is the year.
We were supposed to lead the show.
Jokic
with this
has
topic.
one, Giannis has one. This is your time.
All right, coming up later in the show, Brew will have a graphic, and then coming up on Thursday, Embiid is on the Bud list. But right now, head back out to L.A.,
bad.
where it's a sad day for your Clippers, bro.
Wow. Pour one out.
Clippers released a longer than needed statement, and we just pulled one inch. It was too long. We don't need it. We don't need all that. You're not passing legislation. We traded a lot to
close
pair
to a
Paul
ring.
and Kawhi in an exchange. We had 5 seasons of contention.
Did you?
Gee whiz. Even though we fell short of our
Four.
ultimate objective, we appreciate the chances we had with Paul. They also went on to say they were excited about the opportunities they were afforded, including greater flexibility under the new CBA, which fans lost their minds about. They loved it. Brew, how will you remember your Clippers?
First of all, I'm doing this segment under protest.
Okay.
Why?
Because I picked them like 1 year.
No, you
And
picked
they're
them
my
literally.
Clippers?
You picked them literally this year to make the conference finals.
I think
you
you did.
literally picked them.
Is that
this
the
year.
championship?
Well, it's a lot
the
further than they
championship.
got.
It's the
You
championship.
Just every year you picked
They've
them
been to
more
the conference
than-
finals. Here's the deal. I will remember Brew's Clippers like I'll remember Brew's Nets.
Don't you?
Failure? No, I really believe that. Failure,
I have the graphic for it.
but